Hi there, signs of Leo. This is Kim here to do your reading, and this officially is my third. This will make the third video that I'm trying to get out. There's I've done 2 videos already, and each one I'm like dissatisfied. Why? Well, the first one I felt like the message was too shallow, so I was like, it's not enough substance. I mean, I know it's just a YouTube video and all, but I actually care about that, so I was like, I'm not gonna release that. And then the one I did this morning, the energy just hasn't been right in the mornings and in the afternoons. It doesn't get good for me. The energy doesn't really pick up for these readings until around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. and on. So so that's exactly when I'm doing this one. I think it's like 7 something. Great fortune on the bottom. It's 7 p.m. something like that. I am going to start with an oracle with this beautiful oracle deck, Kim Krans, and we're going to see what we get. I'm being highly critical of myself and everything, and maybe that's a big message for you all too, about being highly critical for some reason of yourself. That is definitely probably a Leo thing to be, is like we never let anybody else know how critical we are of ourselves, or if we do, maybe it's maybe you do, I don't know. The androgen, beautiful card. So, and you'll have to excuse me, my allergies have been making my throat a little scratchy. But there I have this spider. Okay, I have 2 rainbows, a double rainbow. I have a blue rose, and it looks like there's the universe inside. It looks like that. I'm not sure if that's how they wanted it to look. Because when I look at the rose and I think, okay, well, that's right in the center, I think that it's hidden or concealed. There's something that's hidden or concealed, maybe about your universe, about you. And then we have these birds here. These, they look like cranes. Is there a red crane? Isn't there one? I think there is. I think there is. So the sun and the moon, the androgen, means that there's something really creative that kind of transcends labels and definitions of society and of what you have been raised or programmed to believe. I mean, we program ourselves in ways too when we decide, oh, I like that identity when we're younger, you know what I mean? And then that's what we identify with. And so this is before any of that. This is before male or female. This is before the baby knows if it's what gender you think it is. It's before that. It's before, and it involves some kind of big creativity of what you're weaving with that spider. And the rainbows, I mean, well, obviously we have 2s, something coming out in 2s, reminding me of the last Aries reading, which was, I think it was called Sold in Pairs, because there's so many pairs in their reading. And so this is in pairs too. Obviously they're different though. But they each have a rainbow. There's these energies coming together brings something magical, and you can expect miracles. Wow, you can expect miracles. Filling the void, are we, with something good. You're about to get really creative on your life's work. Okay, so Spirit's like, you don't want shallow, huh? And look at my finger. You see how I cut that? Oh my God. It was with, I'm sorry it looks like that, but every now and then I gotta let it like dry out. But, ooh, that was kitchen knife. It was an accident. It was bad. Anyways, that's what that is. I'm always doing something. So, your life's work from the void. Ooh, up and out of here. Up and out of here. Separation, the void, and then I up and out of here. The Raven's Head is one of my favorite, because this one, the first card, is about the unlimited potential of creativity and to create something completely unique to you, and possibly bringing a match of something, another energy that's very unique to themselves, therefore very drawn to authentic, unique you. You haven't even started this yet. That's why it came out the way that it did with the Raven's Head. If it comes out, you know, it came out very specifically like that. I don't always read these in the reverse, but I'm going to with this, because this is specific about the beginning of a life's mission, and it has to do with the pearl of information, or the pearl of wisdom that you gained from your experiences. And I'm gonna guarantee it has something to do with sharing that information. So it's time to get like excited when you see the Raven's Head, because when you're on a spiritual journey, more so than the human journey, well, I don't know if I should say it like that, but there are some people that put, well, I put a lot of value on the spiritual journey of just about everything. Like, is it evolving you spiritually, and not to base on human material reasons onto why you're staying in a certain area or not. And because of so much experience of wasting time that could have been devoted to more of a spiritual evolution or journey myself, although everything kind of happens in a divine plan. I guess what was meant to be is meant to be, and I had a very long learning time. Still learning, but very long. And so it's saying now that the time is ripe for this creativity to be used. It also brings about temperance energy, like when you finally have created the balance in the authentic, beautiful you. That's when something with this spider, like something with the weaving things to life, like weaving something new out of this, and it's going to be like, oh, well, that's why I went through that, or why I experienced this, whatever it was. What was Saturn? Life had to teach a few lessons with consequences. Right? With Saturn. Oh, and the darkening. This is coming across as the period where, and it's being very, it's going hand in hand. Look, I see that pearl there. This is that experience of being in a very dark place, knowing that you have the pearl, but see, it's in the feet right here, and it's actually suppressing the energy of this snake or serpent. This, to me, it looks like Kundalini energy that is just like, so it looks like, instead of deep rest, it looks like deep rest and compressed, right? And so when we're in this really dark period, we obviously can't see the shininess of this pearl, and it's almost like when there's so much of this going on, what are you going to do with the experience while you're going through some kind of dark night, experiencing the consequences of what is now your pearls of wisdom, your experience, how you can help others to have a more enjoyable spiritual journey is what I'm getting. I feel like that's a big part of your purpose too, is to help others enjoy the spiritual journey, maybe to have faith again. Maybe to have faith again. Okay, so using that pearl of wisdom is going to be really important. I don't want to get too boring on that, so we're going to pull out some, which I feel like the animal spirits talk a whole lot to us all the time anyway. And so in these readings where it's very symbolic, where you're needing to take that pearl from your grip of your feet, put it in the mouth, maybe fly, because there's an energy that wants to rise within you. You can have all kinds of Kundalini awakenings. You can have spontaneous. You can have spontaneously induced by a person, by a practitioner, by somebody who is there, maybe spiritual job here to evoke or invoke that energy to rise in you. Perhaps that might be something that you end up doing for others too, or for others on your path once you get this energy going. Not saying that you haven't, but that you could already have this energy flowing through you. It could just be more about the pearl. It could be more about, what do I do from this, from there? What do I do from that? The fire ant. Oh, the fire ant. It's a fiery energy for one thing. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, very fiery energy. And let me get another one, because it can feel like you've got a lot of energies trying to attack you and your uniqueness, your beauty, because of your beauty, because of how unique you are when compared to all the other sea animals out there. We're all in our emotions, but dang, the starfish looks a lot different, doesn't it? This is some kind of beauty radiating through you that maybe draws others to you, but this is gonna draw envy and jealousy too. Together, that's what I feel like. This is gonna, because most people do, whether they'll admit it or not, want to live in their authenticity. And so if they're not, there's always going to be something that feels a little off. And if they're holding a grudge, then they see you using your authenticity, creatively living off of it, making it your profession, seeing you have fun and be beautiful at it. And so that's maddening to some energies. That's maddening to some energies. Don't worry about it, though. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about them. I'm going to pull from just various decks to get clarification in weird ways. That's what I'm feeling. Let's get clarification in some weird ways. That might be why. Look at that one. Straight up. Okay. If you are drawn to this reading, especially, I think I'm going to have the picture of the layout. If you were drawn specifically to this layout, then you definitely have purpose in life's work as a psychic medium. As somebody that directly communicates, I don't know, what are you interested in? Are you interested in evidential, or are you interested in something completely new? Being a what if you're somebody who explains more in feelings and emotions of the person that had passed on? There's something strange, or not strange, unique into how you communicate and how you can explain it versus maybe how it's been done for years, hundreds of years, thousands. So psychic medium is part of the purpose. You make it look beautiful. You make it look beautiful. It's like your badge of honor here. It's what you do. It's what you're good at. It is your life's work. Ascension number 4. And so number 4 is going to be talking about the building of this foundation, of this base, I feel like, of the psychic medium, of what you are. Because it says ascension number 4, your senses are being realigned. Oh, okay. It's like my dream. Okay, so there's something that came across my dream that let me know that there can be things that before you realize this was even gonna be part of your life's work or your purpose, that you may have thought that you had extreme ADHD or ADD. You may have thought that sometimes things are hard to focus, or wow, every time you get around crowds I get nervous. Like, you might have thought all these things, and there's some of those things, which I'm not a doctor, let me just go ahead, but there are some of those things. I did get a dream and a download about how in the spirit realm, like I'll just tell you the dream. In the dream, I was in a familiar place, and I was working, kind of like trying to work, but in my dream there were these people that kept following me everywhere, and there was specifically a mother and a daughter that were like, I lost a brother, and the mom said, I lost a son. These people were following me everywhere I was going. I didn't look at them directly like in the dream, so I did acknowledge that that energy was there in a way, but in the dream it was just showing me feeling like I was losing focus as I was working and having trouble concentrating, and it was because of these energies that were trying to communicate so much, because then when they see an open beacon, I don't know if these spirits can actually tell if you're open to interpreting your senses correctly at that point, or if you're just, that's the person, that's the light. Not really sure if that's, if you have learned that you are that light, or if you have learned even how to turn stuff off and on. And so distractions, loss of focus, spiritual warfare, even to try to stop advancement. Oh, that's an out there message, and I feel like that's so specifically for somebody who's like been beating themselves up for, why I'm smart, why can't I concentrate on something that 20 other people can, or whatever it is. I feel like that message is for more than one person, definitely, about explaining why you, for years of your life, you should not feel bad because you just didn't know people were tugging on your spirit, trying to talk to you more so than anybody else in that area. And that's a very specific message. All right, I'm going to be more happy with this reading here for you all. Definitely. At the firefly. Oh, okay. So, the bats. Oh, look at this. And it's wanting to say that this is the ending of a chapter that you thought would never end. The ending of a darkness, because the bat spirit came in. And when the bat spirit comes into your reading, especially next to this darkening energy, it's saying that after such a long time in this darkness, depression, anxiety, loss of focus, and then when we don't, achieve some of our dreams and goals, when it's on like man's work life, you know what I mean? When we don't achieve those professional things that maybe mom, dad wanted us to, whatever it is, whatever expectation, when we finally learned how to navigate in this darkness, in this dark place, and use it to our advantage, like we can find things. And the thing I'm noticing is the bat, well, what does the bat eat? Yeah, anything that's trying to mess with it as far as fire ants go, it can eat all of that. That would be food for the bat. So it's like anything that somebody's trying to throw at you, any hostility somebody's trying to throw at you, it's your food. It's your food, and it at this point is just going to make you stronger because you've gotten past that hurdle of anything being able to tear you down, really. That's who this message is for. And so you can navigate. And you can navigate in a place that's dark because you've been functioning probably in that space for a very long time. As part of maybe even your training. I mean, because this is big. That's big. You're leading the pack with the wolf card. You're leading the pack. And then we have the snake, the Ouroboros. I don't feel like really stopping yet. So let's go ahead and let's get a couple more of these cards. This is, I don't know if I said, it's the Oracle of Genetic Gifts. Dark Night of the Soul. on the bottom. You can probably order this off of Etsy. And I will, you know what, I will write down to put this in the description box. All right. So the Oracle of Genetic Gifts, it's a good deck. And Pocket Animal Spirit and Kim Krans Alchemy deck. Okay. What else can you give us then? What else can you give us? Beautiful Leos. Oh my God. This is, don't worry about this dark stuff. You've learned literally how to rest through it. How to rest through it. How to take advantage, how to look at the light in the dark. And that light in the dark was that you got to rest. The issue was being compressed. And that is going to be released too. Master number 33. Master number 33. The master teacher, ruling planet Neptune. Ooh, godlike. Godlike. Prayers being answered. God, a very strong God connection. Wow. All right, I'm being told we're going to move over to the angel number messages next. This is also part of life's work and purpose. Okay, give me an angel number here for, woohoo, and I saw that. Wow. And what's really cool is it feels like you became spiritually wealthy first. That was the focus. Maybe after a long time of trying to become materially wealthy and then realizing that you were drawn to a spiritual, because the spiritual wealthy was going to unlock way more abundance and wealth for you in all areas eventually. Okay, so I have a lot of mastery type numbers, and I have a lot of doubles. Again, with the doubles, 88, you are on the cusp of a prosperous and abundant spiritual life. You will find numerous opportunities for success and achievement, all of which will bring you financial and material abundance into your life. And it says, I am wealthy, 88. I am wealthy, 88. And this angel number messages. Beautiful. I am wealthy is the affirmation. I am wealthy. Can think of what else that we could pull for you. Maybe to close out the reading too. Yeah, let's use this. Okay, and I have a book that goes along with it. The Sacred Rebels Oracle. I'm using the book because the messages are very deep. They go into a lot of depth with what they're meaning by each card, and sometimes it's very different than what you would think the message is. So beautiful. Beautiful. Release the darkness. Release the darkness. Time to release the darkness. Grab that pearl. Let the energy flow back and feel life force again. Okay, give us a closing message here for our Leos that have come to watch this beautiful reading. Inspiration. Beautiful. Inspiration. You're the one thing in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the wanna have a feeling. Wanna have to hear you say. No one needs you more than I need. Inspiration number 3. An idea has captured your attention, or it will very soon. It might be a grand vision or something that you just have a vague sense of. And there we go. That's what that's about. All right, bees. The bees here. It's telling you to really pay attention to these bees. Able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to the heavier bodies. It says, so even if your idea seems big or very substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and running, you can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support you in the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it's helping the greater good. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm and expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicities as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place, helping you bring your inspiration to reality. It has grand potential. This is great. I say grand. It has the quality of a mission and is so much more than a singular idea. It comes from the greater creative intelligence of the universe. Even when it makes itself known as an idea coming through the human source, all that is needed to bring it into being will be to be available at the right time. For the human channel of the idea, it's just a matter of being open, receptive, trusting, enthusiastic about what is coming through. Everything required for each step will be naturally attracted to support the success of the project according to divine timing. The healing process below will help you manifest the support needed for this inspiration to take flight. So here's the healing process. It says, place your hands in a prayer position at your heart or lay them in your lap with palms facing upward and a gesture of receiving, and say out loud, may my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and love of the universe. May the perfection of divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract and nourish most people and situations and opportunities so that I might live out, or that it may live out a destiny, making a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it. I commit myself, body, heart, mind, and soul, that which will illuminate me with golden inspiration and uplift me and those around me with love. I am open to receive all the support and protection needed to truly honor this commitment. So be it. Know that with strange signs and synchronicities, the universe is playfully confirming your healing through this oracle and, of course, the signs and synchronicities that you will see. Yep. All right, so that is what I've got for you, lovely Leos. Sending you love and light. If you need a private reading, that's in the description box below. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and do come back for your next reading. Bye.